Hey guys, welcome back to Cozy Moon Podcast. My name is Shan. What's up? I am the mama of the girls, aka Mommy Rocky. All right. This one I'm so happy to share because it is a good mood. It is something good. It is something that needs to be talked about more because I feel like this topic gets a lot of negativity towards it and it doesn't have to be that way. Did I automatically get here? No. Did it take some time? Yes. What am I talking about? I'm talking about peaceful co parenting with two separate households. Okay. That's a mouthful of things. I want to talk about it because I am enjoying this experience. I am enjoying this time. It took a long time to get here, but here we are. You hear my house? I love when my child is at her dad's house because it's just it's just the break I needed. The break I didn't know I needed, but I know I needed, but I didn't know how I was going to get that break, and here we are. Let me tell you about it. Psst. Do you hear this silence? It doesn't have to be silence if you would just go ahead and promote your business. If you have a service, a business, or products that are parenting related, helping the lives of parents, helping the lives of children, anything educational that you're doing, a book that's coming out and you want to promote it, this is the ad space for you. Cozy Moon Podcast is providing people the opportunity to go ahead and promote their own business, service, or product. Okay. I have pre-roll space. I have mid-roll space. So just let me know. You can email me at cozymoonmama@gmail.com or you can DM me on IG or Twitter at cozymoonpod. Let's get back into the show. We're back. All right. So let me tell you about how I got to the point of enjoying this part of the co-parenting thing, because it is a thing. It is work, but when it works, okay? So my youngest daughter is 3. She will be 4 in 2 months. If you meet her, she would tell you that her birthday is coming up because in her mind, her birthday is always coming up, okay? She's very into herself. All right. I'm not knocking her. That's her personality, but that's who she is. I didn't get to this point of peacefully co-parenting with her dad automatically. It was a lot of ego being worked through. It was a lot of pride being worked through. It was a lot of control issues being worked through. It was a lot of time, unfortunately, away from our daughter that he had to take, being the situation that it was at the time. But most importantly, throughout it, it was a lot of growth that had to happen. And I'm not just saying only dads have to do the growing. Moms, depending on the situation, have to do the growing too, because kids don't need just one parent. They need two. And kids deserve two parents who want to parent, okay? Keyword, want, okay? And it's very important. Everything runs smoothly when you have two people, a man and a woman, who created a child that want to parent and want the best for the kid. So here we are. It took us 2.5 years to get here, but here we are and I enjoy it. She is a girl dad all the way. I knew she was going to be a girl dad when I had her because they are very similar. They look very similar. And I just automatically knew that she was going to be that because even with his oldest daughter, he was always very hands-on since I met him, right? If he didn't get anything right in life, he takes care of his kids, right? And I knew that when I met him years ago. And I just knew there were going to be two peas in a pod. And he's always trying to do more when he can do more. He's always trying to extend a hand when he can extend a hand. He's always trying to make sure she has the minimum and the maximum, right? And even with my oldest daughter that is not his, he's always making sure that Anya has something also, you know? So it's not narrow minded, it's not no selfishness that's going on, but I do appreciate the fact that I have a home, she has a room, she has things, she has books, she has her space, she has her bed, X, Y, and Z. At his house, she has her spaces. She has more freedom because his daughter is older. My daughter and her is very close in age, so it's a different type of dynamic where there might be more arguing here, right? Because they play with similar things. There might be more teasing here because my daughter's 7, his daughter is 16. Like, it's a different dynamic. He's also in a relationship, and his girlfriend and her, they have like their own thing where she likes to paint her toes. She might braid her hair, all those little things that most mothers who have a father that they co-parent with, who have a girlfriend, would be like, oh no, she's not doing her hair. I don't want her doing her hair. She didn't ask me. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because, one, she's not hurting my child. 2, Arya loves it. 3, if she can do her hair better than her father can do her hair, and she wants to, she's not being forced to, and that's something she wants to do, girl, go ahead and do that thing, right? And that's my thing. Like, don't create a problem in co-parenting where there's not a problem. Now, if there's a thing where there's a problem, then find the solution, right? And his girlfriend and I, we don't have a relationship where we text back and forth. I'm on the phone with her. It's kiki because it's not kiki. But at the same time, I feel like there's a mother to mother respect of, she knows her boundaries because that's not her child. And I know when I need to step in, and I know when I don't need to step in. And her doing her hair is not where I step in. Her doing her toenails is not where I step in, because it's kind of like, it's toes. Sometimes I'll do her toenails, but she's a child. And as long as she's just doing her toes, I'm cool. Now, if his girlfriend was like, I'm going to paint her hands, sis, we going to have a conversation, but we don't need to have that because her father knows that's not acceptable. So, because her father is the adult and I respect him as her father, I know that's not going to be a conversation I need to have, right? But the toes is cool. But sometimes I think parents, when they're co-parenting, they might overthink a situation to where everything that can possibly happen is an automatic thing that they thinking is happening. And it's like, no, 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 no. When it's kind of like, let's not manifest problems that are not there. And let's not bring up the illusion of problems that are not there. And let's step by step this. And if a problem does come up, I trust her dad to give me a call. I trust her dad to text me. The other day he texted me, he said, hey, can Ari have shrimp? Because I had to do an allergy test with Ari a while back. And they did the whole test on her back where they swabbed and everything. And the doctor told me that she is not super allergic to shellfish, but she does show that if she eats too much of it, she can create an allergic reaction. Or if she's around a lot of pet dander, a lot. He has a dog. I don't have a dog. And she eats a lot of shellfish, she can develop asthma. right? And Aria's skin has always been sensitive. She has eczema. Sometimes her face is slightly blotchy. Sometimes it's not. So I have the liquid allergy medicine. I have the droplets. I have the cream, the steroid cream. Like she's always just been like that. So all he did is reach out to me by text. I answer him, just make sure it's cooked. Don't give her a lot. I usually give her 2 pizzas. That's it. And watch her after. The next day, I checked in with him, is she okay? You see anything different? He was like, no, she's good. That's it. We do not talk about anything else but Aria. And when you're co-parenting, it's very important not to drift off into key, friends. Oh, let's hang out. No, we not hanging out. We not chopping it up on the phone. We not, having family outings. We're not taking family pictures. We are related by child, but we are not the family that would be like in family photos. Like I am not into faking the funk. And it's not because I have a big problem with them. It's not because, my other kid's dad, that'll make a cute photo. I'm into things being real because what I see is real. What I feel is real. And we are not that. Therefore, I will not paint those pictures. Right. And I respect his boundaries with that. And I'm glad he got to a point where there is a boundary where he does respect me and talk to me as her mother. And it's just that, because at a point it wasn't that. At a point it was, friend kiki more than that. And it shouldn't have been. But now we've gotten to a point where it isn't that, and I respect it. And that's all I can respect him for, right? He's her father, and he's a good father to her. And I trust that he would make the best decisions for her. And she's happy over there, she's comfortable. I check in on her. She has her iPad. She can call me at any time. We already have like the paperwork set up where if there's ever a disagreement, these are the days that we're going by. This is a place that we're meeting to, exchange her. If there's an issue. Now, like, he can come to my house and pick her up. He could come to my house and drop her off. If we're at the park, he can meet us at the park. Like, it's not nothing super like crazy. But if it got there, we have those things in place for if it gets to a point where we cannot agree, or we are just not on the best of terms, but we still need to function as parents, right? That's already set in place, And I think it's very important to have a plan, to have that set in place. Did it take a while to get here? Yes. Was there drama before? Yes. But I'm happy it's peaceful now. Like, here we go. Back to the show. I have always had my kids with me. I think my oldest, she's 7. I have only been away from Anya and Ari at the longest 2 months. And that's because they were in Florida with my mom. Right. And then when my mom was living with me, my mom would go to her friend's house. And sometimes she would take Anya with her because I would work. And Anya would probably be gone a week. But I've always had Anya. Anya's dad has never had Anya by himself at no time since Anya's been born, right? Because he's not maturely there yet. But Aria has always been exchanged between me and her father, because I think it's very important for kids to have both parents, but it's super important for girls at a young age to have their dads show up in a certain way, because it sets the tone for what they deserve. It sets the tone for who they should aim to be around, what's the standard, the correction of a male, not being offended if a male says something to you. Like, all of that I think is super important. It's equally important for a boy, But girls are very stubborn, and if you come at them a certain way and they don't know how to respect it, it can get crazy. It can get crazy. It can get defiant. It can get very defiant. Both kids, boys and girls. But I just want my daughters to have a good, transparent relationship with their dads. And for my youngest daughter right now, it's peaceful. Like, I don't have no problems today. I made both the girls a dentist appointment by phone, made the appointment, got both of them in there same day, hit her dad up with a text, hey, such and such got an appointment for the dentist on April such and such. Go ahead and put it in your calendar. You know what I'm saying? Very easy. I'm not telling him at the last minute. I'm going to remind him when the day gets closer. It's all about being proactive and wanting to have a smooth co-parenting relationship and not have it be hostile, not backing people in the corner of making plans and then you telling them at the last minute you have to work when you know they were making plans. Like, it's none of that conniving, spiteful stuff going on over here. Like, I don't know what he got going on in his personal life. I don't want to know. I'm happy I don't know. I'm happy I'm not in it. I don't want to know no details. I don't know what his oldest daughter got going on. I don't want to know. That's not my business. I'm not her parent. I don't know what his girlfriend got going on. I don't want to know. That's not my business. That's not my parent. As long as our child is okay, safe, happy, comfortable, clean, getting what she needs to get, not showing any signs of abuse, not telling me anything negative. Let me tell you something. Aria is a parrot. Aria is a elephant of information. Whatever she's around, she might not say it out loud, but she's taking it in. Okay? When she comes home, she releases, honey. And she will tell me things that I don't need to know. She will give me details about her daddy I don't need to know. And I don't tell them unless it's something like serious. And I'm just like, okay, Ari, I don't need to know that, because kids also need to know their boundaries on information, things that are not their business. But I don't want Ari to feel like she can't tell me anything, so I allow her to vent. But at the same time, your kids are always listening. Your kids are always watching. If she's over there telling him X, Y, and Z, I know she's in here taking in all my information and telling him X, Y, and Z. And maybe Ari doesn't know everything she needs to know for her age, but she knows a lot she don't need to know for her age too. You know what I'm saying? That comes with it. But having separate households and having a peaceful co-parenting relationship with another parent can happen. It is possible. I am living it. There's no drama. I'm understanding. I don't call him, after 9 unless it's an emergency. I know her bedtime on paper is 9 something. Has she called me later than that on her iPad? Yes. Should she have it at that hour? No. Do I have more boundaries for Aria here than she has at her dad's house? Yeah. But, I think her dad's relationship and her is going to be her dad's relationship with her. Her relationship with me is going to be her relationship with me. And nobody can tell me how to mother Aria. Nobody can tell, her father how to father Aria. Like, I'm not a dad, but he's a dad and he's a good dad. And I let him know that he's a good dad and he knows he's a good dad. So if your co-parenting situation can be peaceful, allow it to be peaceful. If there's no drama, don't talk of the drama. And if you don't have any examples of people around you having a positive co-parenting situation or co-parenting experience, find some. You got Clubhouse, you got Twitter, you got Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, deleted it. You have IG. Like, find your mom tribe. Find your father tribe and talk to men who got to a point where there's an understanding with the other parent and they can co-parent in a drama-free way, because it is possible. It does take maturity. It does take time. It does take patience. It does take compromising, and maybe you can't talk because you always argue. So write it down. Write it down, stick it in the baby backpack, stick it in the baby bag, and email, CC yourself. Like, do whatever you have to do to try different avenues to get people to understand, because that parent may not come around today and have some understanding and chill out. Maybe it's not next year. Maybe it's not the year before that. But they're going to come around. And as long as you're respectful about it, as long as you're doing it the best way you know how, eventually they're going to respect it. Eventually they're going to give you your quote unquote flowers. It took Anya's dad 6 years to at least give me, give me 40% of what he needs to be as a dad. 40%. And that's generous. Okay. It's still not consistent. It's still not what I need it to be. It's still not where he needs to be. But for his maturity level, I'll take that 40 because she somewhat gets to talk to him sometimes. She somewhat gets to see him sometimes. He somewhat has something to financially help me with sometimes. It's not consistent. I can't count on it. It's very sporadic. But being that I'm aware that he's sporadic, I can make it stretch. Or I could do more for myself where I have more for Anya, and I could balance it out. And I have people in my life that, love and care about my kids and myself. So they help out. So it's always a way. But if you are in a situation where you're blessed to have a co-parenting situation that's drama free, enjoy it, appreciate it, let the other parent know that they're appreciated, know that it can be completely negative, completely drama like, and it doesn't have to be. I just, if you have any questions, I don't mind, email me. My email is cozywombbmama@gmail.com. I'll talk to you. I'll give you as many tips as I can when it comes to co-parenting. It does take a lot of patience. I did not get here yesterday. Okay. I did not get here yesterday. It took time, but it's worth it. I discuss everything before I do it when it involves Arya. Right now we're discussing preschool. Do we want to send her to preschool? In Georgia, legally, you don't have to send your kid to preschool, but you can. And being that the pandemic is still a thing, do we physically want to send her to preschool? I could teach her from home. I'm working from home. I could teach her from home. He works from home. So it's something that I'm discussing, but I don't make decisions that I don't have to make by myself when I have a good co-parenting situation. And you shouldn't either, because parenting is a lot. So if you can share it, share it. Okay. You can be peaceful about it. There is a way to be peaceful about it. Completely take your ego out of it, completely take your pride out of it, and just be like, what do we have to do to make sure that this kid comes out good, balanced, aware of themselves, respectful, honest, compassionate, and respectful because we are respectful to each other. That's it. That's it. And that's all it needs to be. But I hope I helped somebody. I hope I restored some faith of good co-parenting to somebody. Even if you didn't experience it with your parents, it should be a goal of yours to have a better relationship with the person you have a kid with. Okay? Because these kids need both parents. And some kids need both parents and a mentor. And if you only have one parent, and if you only are one parent, find that child a mentor of the opposite sex so they could get some understanding of what it's like on the opposite side. My name is Shan. This is Cozy Womb Podcast. Add me at Cozy Womb Pod on Twitter and on IG. I got to get out of here. I got a kitchen to clean and I got to go to bed because I have work today. It is 12:04 a.m., but I just feel like I owed you guys an episode. So I wanted to get it in. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Check out www.whoisshan.com. Now back to my show.